okayfm 101.7.
Owura Sammy Gyamfi, National Communications Officer, Edema NDC Amanyukono. Sammy me moche.
Ilia, medozo.
Na boko die.
Boko so enye boko.
Be yi wai.
Nkaka.
En fatu hunti na am prison ni ra ho. Me ameka me say when you enter prison, everybody in there is innocent. What na say mu kire wa so innocent pa. Na mamemra COVID-19 won hyehyeye aban de egu akwam na hyehyeye ni bi ene se ba kun se say be mandatory se wo free emamu akwa ana obi free mu ba ese nipa kro no awo covid aduro ni bi ansa na baba enya saa hyehyeye bi ni se airline kro do ba ye no they will be surcharged 3,500 no money ade ne yes wo tie ya wo si eni se eye compulsory na ni ba ko fa mesa ye
that's about any kind. Mame sia otifo nyina na militant kase nkomoi oni ni din se Sammy Gyamfi a oye manifo a oye Ghana ni de she. So I'm speaking to you in my capacity as a Ghanaian and a lawyer or a legal practitioner, and not in my capacity as a member or the National Communications Officer of the NDC.
I guess I get position of the party.
Debbie,
okay.
The party is yet to officially take a position on the matter of compulsory vaccination. The party needs to take a decision now. In the party in Ghana for. But as a lawyer and as a citizen of Ghana, Majid Bre ayin fifimu afasa compulsory vaccination hono. Asudi da meso se. Sa abai ni ye bibia etiamra na ede how na bebre Ghana for e kasetia. Ebien mamen sanso enkase asemo ayeke enye NPP NDC CPP PNC party semwa eye Ghana any wiase nyina asem nti we nye party sema na amanyo sem semwa fire pomudin ne yayare hwe ene yenkwa ho when it comes to issues of life and health me fanya politics NDC fo bibira wa semwa me no ba beken omone menya adwen efe keduma minke bisani ye no sanso na NPP fo bi mpo wa omone me be ya adwen efe because these are issues of health and life. You know kind of say you know. Mami fiti asese. Edi enkura na ma asemwe aba yebubu ho. Yankabi ansenye tie baby. Ena aban no aye mrase. Ifi neko. Nipa wo beba Ghana bia wo ye Ghana ni mpo a. Aje se coronavirus pandemic no vaccine no. Wa wo bi. Aje se wa wo you know. I just a Johnson no na wo se wa ye dey wa wo back. Enya sa untimi ntu kwan emfi Ghana enko ba bia. Enya sa untimi ntu kwan emma Ghana. Na within the next 14 days we Ghana ni na wo ba na wo pande na. Udu airport by force ye de be wo. One pene a obesan so akobe bia ufi bai. Eno na nche no inyuma yokobe bia start here. Omo chere se pania no wa ngo bia ye de yiwadi untimi nya adwuma wo ho NTN na started minima banjuma bebiri so a omo nyanye no official or public but they are forcefully vaccinating people and yes sir ye de yiwadi enti dia ye hudu wo amama bi so ti se Australia Israel wo coronavirus pania na untimi nkwa sorry untimi nkọ supermarket ana shopping mall ana baby ani pakono eno mampini ene na ben pesa ode bagana na eyeno ena make us itia Ghana mbra eni say e mahokwai because kwame Ghana ye de mra me kitiro man no ye find rule of law
ni e be ye mra na ni pewu
Oh.
I'm you.
You're not from that factory. But the Mausa Wope, Nippo Woon was Mamefa, starting fee health issue.
Okay.
The Bajo, COVID vaccine, if it is your Moka says, a beb one may prevent Yariano. Naya reduce the incidence of the Ariano. But a normal Somano. Almost a COVID vaccine, no cry, Ubitia in Yariani. So
but the effect will not be as
prevent you from getting COVID-19. It doesn't immunize you. And this is polio vaccine. Oh, why you don't get polio? COVID-19 vaccine. Oh, why you still get it? And that is why Cyril Ramaphosa, president of South Africa, when you fully vaccinated, what will boost them too? But Ghana when you COVID-19, meboa.
Aye.
Good. Number two, I'm gonna say, oh, wow, this is the but when I are I don't know yet thing. Am I in your hospital? And also CDC for Babonte, Dr. Fauci now on the PT vaccine or Babonte say, and you know, crib or who evidence are. It's say, or more vaccine, or more quality hospitalized or more, or more. And a research done by Lancet, one of the biggest, oldest, and most reputable medical journals in the world, published on 1st December 2021, 2 weeks ago, as she say, Omo vaccine, Omo yare lead to death more, and na yare no, ano yade more from the same COVID-19. That is breakthrough infections. Now, almost transfer yare no more at the mamafo. They infect more people on a wider scale and on a faster rate than the unvaccinated. That is Lancet, not some agency. And the same findings have been published by the National Center of Biotechnology Institute. I will share all these reports with you. I have it in soft and hard, open hard, so that we can better educate Ghanaians. The U.S. government agency, National Center for Biotechnology Institute, says that countries are more vaccinated or more for the do or more and a COVID-19 no air or more do a pa. Now countries are more vaccinated or more for the do or more and a COVID-19 no it's how and you see almost say Israel 60% of the population is vaccinated. But Israel has the highest number of COVID cases per 1 million people. Almost say Iceland and Portugal, 75% of the nation, 75% have been vaccinated. But more COVID cases per 1 million people than Vietnam and South Africa, only 10% of the population are vaccinated. Masa, per continent, among vaccines to Africa. The part of those from COVID-19 in Africa. Omo say you be woo to send no ma. Na ye depend because go sports stadium the party here na. So number one, the vaccine doesn't prevent the disease. It doesn't immunize you against the disease. The vaccine doesn't stop you from spreading the disease when you get infected. The vaccine doesn't prevent you from being severely ill. It doesn't prevent you from being hospitalized. It doesn't prevent you from dying when you get a disease. That is the science. That is the data. And the data shows that those who take the vaccine spread it more. And countries that have vaccinated their people more are getting more COVID cases. In fact, Omicron variant now, the first Omicron case in US was found in a fully vaccinated person.
Now, are you Sammy?
The first Omicron case in South Africa was found in a fully vaccinated person. And now US over 70% of Omicron cases are found in fully vaccinated people. So over what are you talking about? If the vaccines don't prevent you from getting the disease, but rather worsens your situation, why must we force people to take? And that's why the person is ourselves. Me banner me ma wodro. Say yare bia ba yekum nipa nti mama waduro we no na FDA krata mo ho se ya approve a FDA ku register me pa cho be no
menom but enye no nyina nso na ye would administer to obia eko ye betimi anya malaria duro bi wo a ebeji bebre dodo no but bi no wo a enye wo mo
obi kwa wo wa na o yare bi wo ne ho a se oduma duro a enye ma obi a etimi nya susu so bone wo no so ne bo a obi wo wa ebi si na wo ko hospital ansa na doctor fra be ma waduro no ye se wo file ni be file amount ni keep you medical records ho enti ansa na emergency bi si be ma waduro bi ni ye se wo file so because you may have a blood type bi and I have bi se wo liver problem kidney problem a duro bi wo ha eye pan so ye de ma wo nko ade a ebe hawo kwame enye
sanity
na den si na ye se COVID vaccine de oba pen for kwa yo for so fa wo no
1.7
and so when yare awo ye for so ni fa wo
na wo obi
kwame na wo when me wo bi let me declare but na wo based on two conditions and they ba be chire nti nya to bwa here kwame me bisa question this my men jump say Adura FDA can register ye wo beti na ye ho advert se ni bangoto
omo mpene yomba be sika
mo state ni gram vaccine ni na omo se by force ye fa wa amanfo no omo say the FDA register one for FDA register
o maka ayi no Pfizer de no
omo dada
AstraZeneca
asempa FM o pass through me obi anaso obi otie bia FDA PRO the friend of Mani Ruda or the Kasa kama wo say no services no be any wa o register ni nyina no o mama emergency use authorization ni kire say edro di ye register here to say ye register Coatem Panadol say eye papa onomo a ebe ye aduma no COVID vaccines say ye Pfizer say ye Moderna say ye AstraZeneca say ye
but say aboche
okay oma ye emergency use authorization and the trade say ye wo emergency ni enti adro no ye nimbra ye betumi test ye wi ansa de dia mani pa no enti even though say ye nyan testing ye wu hwehwemu wie ye hu say ye papa no emergency ti hwehwemu kakra na ya ye no ye fa mani pa no because ye sha ye gibi say ye have information kakra na ye nyana data kakra na ye nyana ye gibi say eduro no so faso e do so say eduro so hawo enti eye kaka no muso enti ye register by ye be ma emergency use authorization omo emergency use authorization guidelines edikita me ha it is there we take introduction na third paragraph it is there black and white that let me read it to you. Under the emergency use authorization framework, okay, I'm reading it. Say, the Food and Drug Authority shall leverage sections blah 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 of the Public Health Act during a declared public emergency to approve the use of an unregistered medical product. So the product is unregistered. Over eligibility, almost say when does the FDA gives emergency use authorization? Not approval by emergency use authorization. Also, this is when an unregistered medical product can be authorized for use during a declared public health emergency involving a heightened risk of affliction or attack. These products and their uses are not approved, cleared, or registered under Section 118 of the Public Health Act.
okayfm
They have not even been cleared or approved. Say that based on the totality of scientific evidence available, the data available, not the data needed, but the data available, including data from adequate and well-controlled clinical trials, if available. It is reasonable to believe that the product may be effective in diagnosing. So they are not even sure. So when you come to page 20, I'm reading from a document from the Food and Drug Authority, when it's an emergency document, titled Guidelines for Emergency Use Authorization of Medical Products, published on 1st March 2019, 15th March 2019. When you come to page 20, See the Omuankaseka. Information to recipients. Almost say FDA recommends that recipients be given as much appropriate information as possible, given the nature of the emergency and the conditions of the authorization. For the healthcare provider carrying out any activity concerning an emergency use authorized product, recipients must be informed that the FDA CEO has authorized emergency use of the drug and has evaluated the potential benefits and risks of the drug. Recipients must have an opportunity to accept or refuse the emergency use authorized product and must be informed of any consequence of refusing administration of the product. Recipients also must be informed of available alternatives to the product and of their risk of benefits. Kwame, this is the FDA's own guidelines. And you're not clear.
So, saying.
If the FDA say, my young force will be permanent secure drone because they have not approved it. Why are they then disregarding the FDA's guidelines and they are forcing people? What see a many people COVID 20% in the Kumogana 1,224. Nipa baku kuewa ayasem. So I will not disregard that. But when nipa malaria kumomo within 2 years you are COVID by. When nipa influenza aya another COVID ekumomo. When nipa meningitis ekumomo Ghana. A broke COVID times 10 will be times 20. Your vaccines are even safer and more preventive and effective than COVID vaccines. None of them is fought on any human being. Not even the polio vaccine. Not even the measles vaccine. Or the mumps vaccine or the rubella vaccine. Not even the influenza vaccine. When I end human entity more mobile.
Okay.
I FDA approve. And no they enforce the pass on war. Now South Africa as we speak, among your COVID positive cases, 3.17 million. Nipa 3 million and over in South Africa among COVID-19. Nipa awu 90,127 from COVID-19 South Africa. And so last week, our President Cyril Ramaphosa Babonte the cafe. South Africa need but be anywhere. A bind the for so say, Wobasa. Now, the one was what you mammo, Ufa would you be anywhere a bind the teacher so a right. Cyril Ramaphosa there, about them all. Or not to present the mouth who wrong. Or not the person about the mouth for whom by all. From the African country back, who cry. Adia, Ghana buying air or my tell me what? COVID, the young you could know. Yeah, only 1,224 deaths, Even America is not imposing restrictions on the right of entry of their citizens. America is not insisting that citizens should be fully vaccinated before they come to their own country. Even America. Not even UK. Not even Germany. Why Ghana? We are to the store. What's in the fellow classes, Ambrano? Out of it, Lampoyes, I say. Citizens of the country will be denied access into their own country. I just say, I
was a what? Not one son of Abba.
Let me say the answer. I didn't know what's in the one. What's in the whole real? Mr. do airport. May I test?
I'm here so I walk.
You test within 70
hours. And I so him say, COVID, in the cases, air banning and Crawford, now one more entered into the country through our airports. Now, take the paper, no. Whether you are fully vaccinated or not, you have to produce a negative PCR test within 72 hours. Would they say yes? It is Sammy or suggestion is saying
you will not be tested. Then what is the use of the test?
Sammy now suggestion is saying
it is not even about that. Who Kwame? We have to be told, what we say, we are your group. No, drone or say no, by force. But we no, who are going to be coming cocoa.
I see.
And so yet there are more indemnification. Master, 5 or 4 official documents are court, US are compelling to produce. They were asking the court to produce that information in 55 years. Information that they said and within 108 days, approved Pfizer in US. The court says they should produce it so that they'll be able to get kind. No many use the Pfizer and vaccine, Papa. Which will be 30 years long. Or moving the open from this year, almost 2076 on which not produce information every year. Almost first bite. About one thing. Except within 90 days of Pfizer, yeah, the amount for so nominal. Nipa 1,223 in the Kumo. Thousands of people now more here. If you ever put that them, how many times and the media for my must have one quiet to tell their story. Okay, almost a rare. Now, papa, now, mammy, and I will babu beer and come back as a woman with this one.
But, sir, at least in your say it's a novel disease. Now,
there is novel now. I say that we see, and why are you then forcing people? Why won't you take your time to develop a DNA and then what forcing the fact of one? But since it takes 10 years to develop, they didn't force people to take it.
Sammy, Martin, yeah,
but the solution is saying, yes, hey. You won't go probably work on COVID-19 to ground on water, like I'm saying, Kundipa. The law, our Public Health Act, Section 21, Section 22, Section 25 saying, Ubetmia compulsory or public vaccination. But the OB natural immunity, Betmia born or rejected. To be forced to be the natural immunity born home. So my alternative is that allow those or more person or more more coin than found one. It is your right. And your crime is also be what 20 cry and found. Name or also say unfair because the natural immunity between born home. I was say yeah respect because that is the law. That is our law. And in our law is the patient's right. Who didn't force to be man in the group? On your phone for the panel, or didn't force to mess with the I just want my answer. Any patient can refuse treatment or a drug. And the law says if your natural immunity can protect you, you can reject it. Again, say, do not injurious to health, you can reject it. Now, a drug FDA approve here. Who is saying a papa FDA approve here? A papa, I didn't know the oil do they say, oh no, maybe be one that we did. Who's the final? I didn't know India for rejected Pfizer. Because India by say, India is the second most populous country in the world. Probably there could be hundreds of thousands. But in the midst of that crisis, the Indian government refused to accept Pfizer for conditionality. Say they must give them indemnity. Say India need no donor India no on to me for one cocoa. India buy am here. So I can from a drunko. Yeah. The Abiano is not killing people organically. They India for are running away from it. What sense is in this? If there is a mood you will sell the liberties of your people, even in a state of emergency. They are right, they are lost. And to say, and Yahoo. Ghana is covering a pressing emergency in Ghana today. It's a pandemic, we all know that. Nobody is underestimating it. The virus is real. We must all take precautions. Go to the hospital and be treated. Most people are treated by the doctors with zinc, vitamin C, zithromas, now from what you do, yaba, bebre, eboa, and a bebre hotomo. Obizuka or so symptoms. Now I recover the immune system, now I recover. Is that not part of the science?
It's part of science.
Why are we forcing people to take a drug which has not been approved by the FDA? And what the FDA says we should not force people to take, and that people should be entitled to reject it. Why? Law in Ghana. My sister Nyamilia Sam George, almost in Brown, Ghana, lawyer is Ankoma, my lecturer, Dr. Manebua Mamose, and Ready Ghana, and Makwai. Almost tell me one law in Ghana. One law. Because almost section 22, no, we expose them. There is an exception to it. Section 21 with 2 exceptions. Section 25, there were 3 exceptions, under which you cannot force vaccination on the bee. Now, does it make sense, even in health-wise? Say, Obeka or paying for change national one the does it make sense? Say, Obia or Yari, you want to hold, or Akumayari or diabetes, be serious situation, you need the medical issue, which will be do airport, change nations, and people are supporting this. What has happened to us? Scientists are quiet, public health experts are quiet, medical doctors are quiet, because everybody can't order that. And the person saying in Ayabro Pepe to be our You took it out of your own free will. Nobody forced you to take it. So why do you want to force people to take it? Now, who was taking to young folks will be out taking. Can you tell for sure what will happen to you in the next 2 or 3 or 4 years or 5 years? You can't, because that data is not available. None of the vaccines have been tested for even 2 or 3 years. And do you know? Because why won't you know? Go to Israel. They say yes, and UK. You say every 3 months you must take a booster. Every 3 months. 1 year you have 4 times. 4 times. And yes, sir, your mouth green pass, your friend of vaccine passport, and you for a period of 90 days, 3 months. At the end of cry, to me call bank, to me call restaurant, to me call mall, to me Nejma, and what we call renew passport. Are we living in Adolf Hitler's Nazi Germany?
Okay, Sammy.
What world are we living in?
Sammy, that's okay.
It doesn't matter whether you have taken or not. You are not also safe.
Okay.
Because you don't know what those boosters that you will be required to take every 3 months will do on you.
Okay, Sammy. That's okay. That's Sammy Gyamfi and train common national communication officer.
Okay FM 101.7.